Hello, how are you? Hi.
Hi.
I'm Kat.
I'm Tat.
This is All Ages of Geek.
Insert horn noise.
Beep, 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 beep.
Anyway.
Hi, again. So yes, we basically over at All Ages Geek, we interview a bunch of independent creators because they just don't get enough of love.
Yes.
A round of applause for everyone that we've interviewed so far. We also promote a lot of games, a lot of animations,
Voice
within
actors.
the indie space, voice actors. We create websites for voice actors as well because they also don't get enough of love. And what else do we do? Oh, we do a bunch of crazy reactions. Whether that's to your favorite anime, your favorite shows, your favorite movies, your favorite books, your favorite anything. We've been doing this for years, so yeah, everything just started. You know what it is when you watch like a bunch of shows at the same time, or like good examples like when I don't drive, but here's the thing: when you play GTA and then you go driving, what happens to you?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So when you watch a bunch of shows and you do a bunch of reactions, it all kind of just starts like merging together, and you hear all these voices in your head. Trust me, we're not crazy. Anyway, a little bit.
Yeah.
We're from New Jersey, and Tat, go ahead. How did you go and meet these amazing people?
Yeah, so we actually met Boss Rush at PAX East in 2024. I was randomly sitting in the press room and they came up to me and like, hey, who are you? And I told them about All Ages Geek and they're like, okay, let's interview you. So when I was very tired in the press room, we just sat down with them and did a cool interview. They're very, very nice people, so it was really cool that we could be part of this year.
No, it's funny because, you usually do all the interviewing.
Yeah, it was really weird.
How did that feel? Like, you usually do all the interviewing
Yeah.
on All Ages Geeks, like podcast, but like, how did it feel for you to be interviewed?
It's weird because when you're used to asking questions, when people start asking you questions, you're like, wait, how do I respond? Who am I? So it's like, okay, I'm usually like, okay, what do you do? And they're like, oh, hey, what do you do? And I'm like, oh.
It's like, I usually ask the questions here.
What's
happening?
So that's how we met. It was really cool.
Speaking of games and awesome conventions, what's our favorite game of the year? That I'm going to start with an indie. We have it right here.
Oh yeah. Oh, she's just promoted on her.
Techno Banter.
I don't know if you could see it, but it's a little pin of the.
Zoom in.
Yeah.
Zoom in right now. There it is, Techno Banter. It is one of those games where basically you have to take care of like this club, but there's so much more to it. It's a mixture of like those like tycoon games.
Yeah.
And then there's so much meaning behind it, but it's not one of those like force-feeding deep meaning things. It's one of those games where it's like it has comedy, but it's also like I'm not gonna force you a type of story. So it kind of goes into you have to do management and also kind of in a way like a visual novel.
Yeah, and the art style is really cool to the game too.
Because there's a lot of choice space, and if you make the wrong move,
it's so good.
I mean, you could like smash a freaking monkey's hands on the piano, which mind you, all of these animals are also like humans.
Yeah,
so
it's really sad and fun.
It's a really, really good game. I really do like the tiger in it. There's like an ape guy that comes in, and then you can like kind of say no to him, and then you kind of make your own type of like insults at people. You let him in, you're like this bouncer, and if you don't let him in, then they either get mad or they shun you, or then you dodge like their attacks, basically based on comeback. So it just overall is such a good game, and you actually did interview them over on PAX, right?
I think it's PAX West.
Yeah.
We met the one of the developers of the game.
Yeah.
And it's just cool to see like meeting the people who made the game and then being able to play it. But it's definitely like one of those games that like if you're bored at night and you don't know what to do, like pick up this game because it's like there's a lot to the game. Like we only played like an hour of it, and it's like we barely got through.
Yeah, it was
any
just a demo too,
yeah.
and the demo itself it gives you a lot of like the taste and feel of what it is. The characters are very like memorable, and the good thing about it too is if you're into like one of those like management type games, like things can go really wrong and you get rewarded based on how you do. So you could either have a really bad club, a really good club, and everyone's experience with the game will be very different.
And it's cool because you can actually explore like the city. Because a lot of like choice-based games, it's very limited to what you can see. This one, it's like you could like walk around and like interact with like the laundromat, like all the stuff in the city. And it just definitely sets the tone of like what the game is trying to show.
Yeah, if you know the series Gumball, you know how like everyone looks different.
Yeah. We didn't even think about that.
It's very similar to that, where it's like the characters, like some of them look very pixelated, and it's supposed to be like that, and they move like this, but then like the background looks very, very heavily detailed. It's just there's so much to do within that game, and it is an indie, so please do check that out.
Yeah.
But outside of indies, we always go for the same two games like every single
year.
The Sims. Sims, even though despite the fact that the Sims, if you go into the community, there's a lot of like bugs and certain things in Sims 4, but overall, like, it's out of love that the community of the Sims just want to help the game itself. Like, modders are absolutely amazing what they can do in the Sims, and I think the reason why Sims is so good is because you can customize as much as you want, not as much as Sims 3, but Sims 4, they look better. So like I said, and then also Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
We still want it on the Switch.
Yeah, I was still waiting for that. That's going to be like one of the most like highlights of our year.
Our life.
If it does, our life. If it does happen and go onto the Switch, everybody wants it to actually go on the Switch. It is one of those games that would be perfect for it because it's Nintendo, like, in general, like on GameCube, which was another one of the best consoles that were out there. And I feel like the best consoles for Nintendo is Switch then GameCube, but GameCube has better games. This is all Ages of Geek. I'm Tat. Yeah,
I'm Kat.
I'm Kat.
I'm Tat.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Woo!